All right, Latney. Another coffee talks in the books. Boardroom Nirvana this time.
Boardroom Nirvana. And I guess we have to first explain what is the state of Nirvana even mean?
It's a good question. So Carrie Lou kind of talked a little bit about that, and that was a very carefully chosen word for her. It wasn't just boardroom success; it was boardroom nirvana, meaning that it's a state. It's not a deck. It's not a conversation that. And I think you said it really well earlier. That board meetings are. It's not a meeting. It's a process.
It's a process.
There may be milestones along the way, but this is a journey. This is a relationship that you want to have as a marketing leader with your board, not just a quick 15-minute pop in and talk about your open rates.
Totally. And one of the interesting things that I think Carrie Lou brought up that is a particular challenge for us marketers is only 2% of board members have any marketing experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you show up and connect with them in a relevant way about something that maybe they think they understand but they haven't really had experience.
Yep.
So that I think is always our challenge. And I think another thing that we tend to do is we tend to overshare. So one of the critical things with Boardroom Nirvana is being able to bubble details up to a digestible state.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, there were a handful of things. I mean, honestly, this might have been one of our best ones. We got a lot of good feedback afterward. I just took lots of notes. Your idea of the board influence revenue, I thought was a really good topic that had come up. The idea that, your board members want to help, right? I think someone said like 3 to 5% of board members on average have marketing experience. So they may not necessarily be able to tell you like how to do your job, but they want to be helpful. So put them to work. I mean, ask them for introductions in their network. I had a board member once. We would do bi-weekly and every other week pipeline calls, and he would talk about the people he knew and could make introductions to. So getting them involved and having them help build, your network and pipeline, really important part of this. I think the other piece that came up quite a bit with Carrie Lou's conversation, as well as Sarah Larson, who's been the CMO at Bright Cove, publicly traded company, is marketing results and activity versus strategy, and really sort of getting out of just reporting on your dashboard and really owning strategy. You talk about with your board, you start by talking about the market. You give an update on the market and what the market is looking like. And that's a great way of just grounding the rest of the conversation, not just on, well, how do we rank better for this keyword, but based on responding to what the market tells us our opportunity should be.
Yeah, coming out of Carrie Lou's presentation 9 months ago, that was the biggest mind shift for me, is like, hey, I need to be my first slide needs to be, here's what's going on in our market. Then I can talk about, KPIs and results and what we're doing to kind of change the business. But starting with that was absolutely critical. And the other thing that has really helped me coming off of her presentation is anticipating every question that they might ask, but not having that in the deck. That's just appendix. So I really try to think through what might I get asked and make sure I have that at my disposal. She describes it as an open book test.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to show them all the books, but you can have your notes and your appendix slides there in case they do have a more detailed question.
Yeah, 3 other things that I wanted to just highlight from the conversation. One was you have a board deck for your CEO and a board deck for your board. And I think that those can be 2 steps and really useful in thinking about those, is how do you educate your CEO, prepare your CEO for the board conversations, because there's going to be parts of the board meeting and closed sessions that you may not be in, but thinking about maybe a broader set of slides for her, and then having your separate board slides that actually do go to the board. We talk a lot about less is more. Carrie Lou talked about being proactive at bringing up problems, like not letting your board discover problems, but just own it. Like no one's expected to be perfect. No one's expected to have everything figured out. Like bring it up. Say, here's what we're looking for. Ask for help. They want to be helpful. Let them help you and let them see that you are bringing up and identifying those problems. My third quick thing was actually a super smart tactic. And I'm not going to say who said it just in case he doesn't want people to know. But what if you use programmatic ads to target your board members? So
Good idea.
Inundated with your stuff. You could do it with prospective investors, channel partners. I thought that tactic was pretty smart.
I love that. I love that idea. And then I would say the last point that got made that was a good one is, hey, there's 4 right answers to a question. Yes, no, metric, or I don't know, but I'll find out. So just keep it, very controlled. Yes, no, metric, I don't know, but I'll find out. I thought that was some good advice too.
It was really good. So on the Content Hub, we're going to have some, in addition to this video, obviously we'll have a summary of some of that information. If you are not yet in the CMO Coffee Talk Slack channel, make sure you get in there as well. I posted earlier today 3 articles that Carrie Lou had shared in the chat on the group this morning, including one LinkedIn article that she wrote that basically is a summary of her Boardroom Nirvana presentation from last year's Empowered CMO. Really, really good advice. Just really strong stuff. Even if you're not yet a CMO, even if you're an aspiring CMO and want to just learn what does it take to have a presence in a relationship and have an impactful board. It's a 2-way relationship. I thought Carrie Lou's content was really, really strong.
Yep. So good. Yep. Another great week on the books.
This has been fun. We continue to grow. We got lots more content to come. It's been fun. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you are watching this and you're a marketing leader and you are not yet in the Coffee Talk community, make sure you get there. Email Latney or I will get you an invite to the Friday morning sessions, as well as the Coffee Talk Slack group where we continue the conversation the rest of the week.
We're going to go for another year.
We're going to, we're going to maybe another decade. We don't know. Like you keep talking about 2030 goals. Let's make this a 2030 goal. We're going to get every B2B CMO in Coffee Talks by the 2030.
Love it. All right. See you next week, Matt.
Bye, guys.